That's when he got Lincoln killed. The Rothschilds and others came to him and said, we'll loan you money at 30% interest to fight the war, which they were financing in the South for the British to destabilize the country. This is all in mainline history, but not popularly taught. And he said, no way, I'll just start issuing our own money again. And so as soon as the war ended, they killed him over that again. So that's why it's called the Lincoln Greenback, because that was the last time since Andrew Jackson that money had been issued, so he didn't have to go get a law passed. Kennedy could say, well, as president, I can reissue any currency that's already been out there. And that got him killed. But I don't want to sit here and give a history lesson. But
no, that's good, because it'll probably end up in a song. You heard it here first.
Wow. Pick of the week by the Dallas Observer for all the concerts going on in Dallas. And it's Justin's pick of the week. And he says, Megadeth, who recently put out their masterwork with Engdame, a relentless assault on corruption, FDIC, the banks, military occupations, and the mind scramble of today's world gone insane. With Dave Mustaine's articulate and spiteful delivery and blistering guitar work. Maybe we need to be spiteful.
Yeah, I guess.
On the other. And it just goes on from there. I mean, is that an accurate kind of snapshot of the album?
I don't agree with the spiteful part, but yeah, I think so. It's certainly about the topics, you know. But I think any 10-year-old can read the lyrics and say that's what this is all about. It's much more deeper than that. Each one of those songs is it is about those things, but it's so much more deeper. It's not like me just sitting on the fence and casting aspersions. It's really getting into the game and saying this is what it feels like to take a hit. You know what I mean? I know from firsthand with being involved in the money business when I went to school to be a stockbroker. There's things that I learned about money that, you know, they just don't teach people, and they want to keep people stupid. So, you know, I had that song, The Right to Go Insane, and that song, those lyrics are actually toned down, because I went naming people's names and all kinds of stuff like that in the first version of it. So
wow. That
demo tape, if it ever gets circulated, it'll probably make a lot of people pissed. We figure the songs out while we're here. When we do something like this, we get the song in pieces. Like, this is the rhythm track. I have to learn it again, because last time I played it was in the studio. And then get like the solos. That's what the solo sounds like, soloed out. Another solo. Dave solo. No Chris solo there. Here's another one. You just keep going back and forth over it until you figure it out. So. And then the whole thing sounds like this. I feel right now we're sitting on some of the, we definitely are on the quintessential lineup, and I think that my songwriting hasn't even been tapped yet because of what just happened with our new guitar player, Chris, coming in. Chris is a genius, and he's an unrealized talent, and it's real easy, because, you know, if you go over and you scratch him, he kind of like bleeds music, and so that was really cool for me. We had a ballad on the record called The Hardest Part of Letting Go. I wrote about me and my wife, Pam. She hates the song, consequently, because the second half is about Edgar Allan Poe, you know, the Casco Amontillado, where he takes, what's the guy's name, Fortunato, down into the cellars, and he bricks him into the wall. He's mirroring him to the wall. And I put that in the lyric, and my wife thinks I want to brick her into a wall somewhere, so she didn't like the song. But, you know, we wrote that, and Chris actually contributed on that, and it went from being a good song to being something that was really a masterpiece. And I don't say that because I was involved in it. I say it because the song really is that way. I used to listen to it. I would get really emotional because of what it meant for me with my finding my soulmate. And as soon as she said she didn't like it, I couldn't stand hearing it anymore. So gotten over that, and I like listening to it again, but, you know, to know that we have this potential as a guitar team and that we can get into some really mind-blowing stuff, because when Chris came in, you know, a lot of the stuff was already written. We haven't had a chance to really explore what all his talents are yet.
Tell us just about the cover.
Yeah, well, obviously those are the FEMA coffins that everybody's talking about, being in the Midwest, and I haven't seen them myself, but you know, I've seen pictures, and you know, we had this symbology that was like the Hebrews being marched through the Red Sea. And all the people that are in the Homeland Security jumpsuits with the barcode on their head, you know, it doesn't say in the Bible if the barcode's going to be going this way or if it's going to be going this way. So I figured, you know, we would do something kind of like some cool imagery stuff, you know.
That way the satellites can see it from on top.
Maybe, yeah, perhaps. But I thought about that. How can we make this kind of look cool? We'll make it look like a mohawk, but then when you zoom in on it, it's actually their barcode. And we put around the surrounding parts of it because, you know, I was really, when I got saved, I really wanted to know what I was doing. You know, I didn't want to just blindly say, okay, I'm a Christian now. What do I do? Okay, 10%. Okay, good. See you later. You know, whatever. So I actually really read a lot of the Bible and stuff, and one of the things that I noticed was in the story back with the Egyptians and stuff, that out of all the plagues that happened, one of them was with the flies, and the flies got on everybody except for the Hebrews. And it was just really insane to see that the chosen people had been left out of this really vile plague that had happened. And it was just one thing that just kind of went around the outside of the picture. So in the top of it, there's kind of like a Stargate kind of sunburst there where people are going off to this light that they're being led off, like, come to the light, in what is the Poltergeist movie?
It's really a bug zapper.
With the rest of the record, you know, when you look inside of it, there's a lot of other stuff in there, like the symbology with... We've got the one person who's covered in flies, which, you know, kids kind of gravitate towards that kind of artwork. They like stuff that's like that, you know, graphic stuff. And we've got other pictures of Vic actually pulling the hood off